Hello everyone and welcome back to class. Today we'll talk about domain 6, which is security assessment and testing. So this is about evaluating effectiveness of security and security controls to see how effective they are and to just observe if there are weaknesses and look at it before attackers are able to kind of exploit it. So this is a way of proactively searching for vulnerabilities rather than waiting for something bad to happen. So in security testing and security assessment, you know, as a security analyst, when you come to the company, you are taken to, you are shown the framework of the company. You are able to understand what are the framework, the policies, and then basically this. So the frameworks, you'll be able to see what the security policies are and the security controls there are. So, but you can't just take their word for it. We need to test these security controls and verify that the control is really functioning. So in security assessment and testing, we are just trying to validate and test all of the tools, the controls. Remember, controls are specific things, tools that you use to mitigate security risk and to be able to minimize it, reduce it, and even in a very great extent, even stop a risk or a vulnerability from coming to pass or happening, and for to stop an incident from occurring. So, but imagine that you created a door to your office. You just created a door. Well, it's not bad also to test the door to see if the door is really doing what it's actually set to do. So there are many ways to test the door. You can just give it a blow, or just give it a punch, or just use your leg to pick it. So you are just trying to be in the shoes of the attacker or the threat actor. Now, what could they possibly do if they see a door like this? So give it a blow. And lo and behold, maybe you bought the door for a whole lot of money, and the door just going to open straight after one blow. You know that that's a problem, right? That's a very big problem. So also, yeah, you should be able to test this. Maybe some guys, a young guy can just come and say, I can open your door with a master key. Rather than just letting the boy just go, take the master key and test if it can really open your door, because you have a security door you bought with a lot of money, and the company has allocated resources based on your recommendations that we need to tighten our security. They place a security door there. So test the master keys to see if it can open it. If it can open it, that means that's a flaw. That's a vulnerability there. That is a leakage. That's a hole. So you could employ different forms of testing on your physical devices and even your softwares also. There could be different ways of testing your softwares. So the essence of this is that you don't even want to assume at all. You don't want to assume that all of the controls are working. You have to verify, you have to test it in both hardware and software. Like I said, you need to actually check what are the ways threat actors could actually get in. Then take all of those ways, try them yourself, and see if it actually works. So you are thinking like the threat actor himself. You are thinking like the bad guy. So let's start with some key concept now. Let's start with vulnerability scanning. So looking at some assessment of your security assessment, let's start with the vulnerability scanning. So we need to scan regularly, not once in a while, but regularly. So it's just about verifying that your tools are working fine. Then scanning, you can use different tools to do your scanning. You could use vulnerability scanners like Nexus. You can use OpenVAS and different types. Then you could also do a penetration testing yourself with tools like Metasploit and Bobsuit or an Nmap. So penetration testing is more like you deciding to attack your system directly to see if there are any flaws and open holes, open ports, whatever is open. So you are doing a manual attacking, you're just testing the system yourself, attacking it full force. So basically, there are three ways you can do this attack. You can either do it through what they call black box testing. That means you are testing it like you don't even have a general knowledge about how the system works. Just testing from all sides, that's both, to see if it's going to open up. So you can also do a white box texting. That means texting with a knowledge of what's actually going on. You have an internal working knowledge of how the system works. Then the last is a gray box testing, when you are actually testing it by using the combination of the black box and the white box. So testing is very important. But before you start testing, you need to actually be aware of some very sensitive things. Let's examine the risk, the likelihood of failure. So if you test now and the system fails, what's going to be the impact? Is it like going to impact business activity? So yes, you need to be sure that your testing will not stop business from operating, so you won't get into bigger loss. So once you probably stop business from operating, then you have to start looking for how you can recover. Then people start screaming, hey, my server is down, this is, I can't buy anything, I can't. So that will be a loss in itself. So you need to actually ascertain that what you are doing will actually should be in a simulated environment, in a sandbox environment, or something that even though it fails won't affect business, or is something that you can easily just recover back easily. So you have to look at the likelihood of failures and what will be the impact of it. So you can actually do this yourself with your team, and you can also give it externally to someone, maybe a renowned penetration tester, someone who can easily break any system or stuff like that with different tools. So if it does that and it doesn't find anything faulty there, it's that system is safe and secure, then you can be sure that your application is actually good to go. So companies do this. Even Apple is renowned to doing this regularly. They pay people. I don't know if you've heard about bug bounty before. So they pay people who are actually going to find a bug. So what is bounty? Like a payment for finding a bug in a system. So Apple does this regularly. If you can find a bug and you report it, not like you just find it and you want to exploit it. No, you find that you report it, they're going to pay you handsomely for it, because they always want to see that their system is fail proof, like it's free of bugs and all those kind of things. Remember, there is no system that can be absolutely free of bugs. Every system will have a bug one way or the other, no matter how. So it's good to always pen test, to always check and always ensure that system are removed, the bugs are removed continually, and that is very important, right? Next is also you said looking at the business impact of your test. Make sure that your tests are confined in an environment that will not affect business operations. Security audit should be done regularly. You should review your policies and procedures after a test or before a test. Even after a test, whatever reports you have, you should be able to use it to be able to review your security policies, what to avoid, what to adjust, and stuff like that. Next is compliance assessment. As a security analyst, you're supposed to check if your company is actually being compliant with whatever regulation standard that your company is actually following. So depending on the industry your company is operating, if it's operating in maybe an industry that accepts credit cards, so they will have to follow PCI DSS, that's Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. This is standard for accepting payment of credit cards. So to ensure security of it, make sure your company is actually following this. If you are in the health industry, you'll be following HIPAA. Then it depends. Also, there's some other ones like GDPR and different policies that you're supposed to follow. Then make sure you are compliant, because compliance is a very big part of cybersecurity. And as a security analyst, you should also make sure your company is actually compliant. So also look at now different forms of social engineering. Well, as a team, you should also do some social engineering attacks and a probably a phishing attack on your members. So you are doing it internally to ascertain how much of security awareness they have. So you could just create a phishing attack and send to them and see if they are going to click on it, or how they're going to behave with the phishing attack. So it's good, so you can create a report and send to the team, or send to your boss, send to the manager, to be able to tell them how much of security needs to be, or resources need to be deployed into training of the staff. So if it's 70% fail rate, everybody is clicking on it, that means the company will be in trouble, because the tools you are using to attack is the same tools the bad guys are using to attack. Remember, when we are attacking a system, we are attacking just like the bad guys will do. It's like someone that says, oh, I forgot my key inside the house, and you're calling a locksmith or maybe a welder, whatever they call the name, to be able to open your door for you. You're going to use different tools to break your door. Those tools are the same tools that a thief will also use in case you want to come and burglar you, or break your door. So you need to be aware. So that's why it's important to write a report about it and do a report and tell the team, okay, this is what we're going to work on. The staffs are not well prepared to be security conscious and all those kind of things. Then also you could also do a social engineering attack, also just social engineer them and see how easy it is and how susceptible they are to that kind of attack. So it's very important you also do a social engineering attack. Well, but social engineering attack and all kind of attack should be done with according to principles and compliance with regulations. So we shouldn't just do it anyhow. um, Generally speaking, also you should also examine the impact of all of these things before you start. Don't do things that will get into trouble. In terms of security audit, it's always nice to do it with external security auditors. Wow, because internal auditors might be biased. You might not want to tell yourself the truth, but external auditors will tell you the truth and you have to follow it. So always do that, make it a priority. Documenting your findings is very important. Clearly identify and document all your findings and make sure that you prioritize remediation and you track remediation. Your findings are quite important because that's what you will use moving forward from there. So let's look at static application security testing. So this is more like giving a senior developer or someone to be able to read up your source code, a static application. So this is not dynamic. You are going to read up the source code to see what is actually missing, where are the flaws, where if there are not. So because you cannot assume that your users now will be able to follow, will be good people. Like just assume your users are bad guys, and you can't assume them to do the right thing. Imagine that if they do the wrong thing, what will be the potential impact of it? So security is supposed to be added from the very beginning of development, even at the middle and at the end. That's why we now have the evolution of the DevSecOps, because development as development guys start the work. After some time, once they are deployed, then the operations guys take up and all of that. But you should have a DevSecOps where you have security at the beginning, security at the end. So security should be integral to all parts. So that's why security should not be bolt on, should not be a bolt on. It should be from the beginning. It should be from the beginning. So static application security testing, we are testing the codes to see from a static point of view what could be exploitable, checking all of the loops and all of those kind of things, the conditions that are set, how they can be exploited. Then also you can use the dynamic application security testing when the system is already working. You are checking up for different things to see how they are working. So that's the much that we can take today, and join me in the next class for domain 7. Thank you.